Okay, people of God, I have two story to share with them. I'm not sure if a story me for saying them because I'm a story of the truth. And people will say, when you're telling stories, you're telling lies. And it's not a lie, it's the truth. It's actual event, it's something that happened. So it has to do with my calling. So I have two of them that I want to share with you tonight. I don't know if I can put both of them in the same video or if I have to make two separate videos because TikTok only give you 10 minutes and the 10 minutes only go so far, you know, when you have to include the details and all of that. So it's two of them, so I'm going to start with the first one. So this was not my first experience, but the first time I am really paying attention to it. I was 17 years old. I didn't live with my mother. I lived at my father's premises, but I would visit my mother on the weekends. The community where my mother is from and the house. The place where my mother lives, I would visit there. So my mother have other children that's not for my father. So I would visit them on the weekends. So every weekend, mainly on a Sunday, I would go there. And when I get there, when I come off the taxi, there was this young man in the community that I always happened to see him, as I get off of the taxi. He was my mother's neighbor. So I was 17, he was about 24 years old. But for some reason, he's fond of me. He wasn't trying to be rude with me or anything or try to go in a relationship or say anything, no. But he is like a little troublemaker to me. For some reason, he found me funny, even though I wasn't trying to be. So every Sunday, when I get off the taxi, and then I had to walk a little distance, maybe a 10-15 minute walk from where I get off the taxi to my mother's house. Lord help me. I don't know why this young man always lucky if he be out there, so at any particular time when I get off the taxi. And he would follow me. Yes. Tormented me the entire trip. Bother me, go. And me, like I said, I was a very hungry little girl. So I was aggressive. I would fight. Try to fight him. Yes, behave bad. Draw a big stone, fling after him, tell him to leave me alone, kick him down, box him. Yes, I was a fighter. I still am, but more reserved with it now. Now I fight in the spirit, I fight for Christ. Them time them did just a want fighter. You mess with me and you're going to get a war. Anyway, every Sunday, he would be my fighting partner. No choice of mine. He make himself available and we fight. For no reason, He's playing, I'm fighting. And so he would have fight with me for like about 2 hours, because he followed me from where I get off the taxi, and for that 10-15 minute walk, his pair running and fighting and big stone flinging, and he found it funny. I was irritated. because me just want him to leave me alone and him not leave me alone. Anyway, every Sunday after we have this big commotion fight and he leaves and go about in business, I got this empty, lonely, out of space feeling. It felt like it had two feelings. One, like I was about to disappear, like I was about to be invisible, like gone somewhere else where I won't be seen or known by anyone. And the other feeling was like, I feel like I'm just gonna die soon. It was so heavy and burdensome. I couldn't explain it. I didn't know what it was. Anyway, after feeling it for so many weeks, one day I happened to say to my older sister, say, you know that every time I come here, I feel like I'm going to die, or me I go missing, or me I go disappear, me I go gone. That me go just somewhere far. And my sister said, but what kind of feeling is that? But she was just referring to the me I go die part. But I don't know. That's the only way I could explain it. And this is in reference to what my calling was at the time. And so that burden was so heavy. I felt it in my shoulders, on both of my shoulders. So heavy, like I have the world on my shoulder. That's how it felt. But it only happened on Sundays whenever I come in contact with this guy, my mother's neighbor. And so it gets stronger and stronger every week, like I am going to die, like me, I'm going to die. And I started to have this feeling, I would want to say, from March of the year. And that feeling stayed with me, sit on my shoulders, wake me out of my sleep, burdened me until November. Now, one morning in November, while I was at my father's premises, I went to see my neighbor. As I wake up, me have one neighbor where me like now, so me always gone over my neighbor yard. Yeah. So my neighbor said to me, you don't hear what happened in the neighborhood where your mother come from? And I said, no. He said, some people died down there last night. And instantly I knew who died. So I said to him, don't say it, wait and let me sit first. And then I sit and I said, okay, tell me now. And he told me who the person was that died. It was the same young man that I've been fighting with every single Sunday from March till that very November. Even the Sunday before that incident happened. And when he told me the burden was lifted, I felt light as a feather. It was gone. Now, I have been carrying that burden for so long. If I knew that that I had a calling, and what the calling was, that I'm an intercessor, and all I needed to do was to pray, and that it was this young man that I needed to pray for, because I couldn't even identify who I was feeling it for, because it felt like me. Yes. Maybe he wouldn't have died. Like I said, a lot of people die because I wasn't operating in my calling. And I have to repent and ask for forgiveness. But I know that God knows that I didn't know what to do. Though I had the ability, I didn't know how to use it. I didn't know when and why, for whom. And it wasn't developed properly. And so that is one of the story that I have had to endure as a teenager, bearing the debt burden of my mom.